Hey everyone, and welcome to your brokerage update on Friday. Behind me I've got the Outbound Tender Rejection Index pulled up for the United States. I've got some regions broken out because I want to recap what we've seen over the last few days. We did see some inherent tightness jump up in just about every region in the country, but I have the ones that I think are the most interesting pulled out. Up here we have the Northwest and Midwest. Again, last week this was the big story. We've got the potato harvest happening up in Idaho, along with many other harvests going on up there, creating a lot of regional tightness. Down here we have the Midwest. Midwest also has a lot of reefer activity going on, along with the GM auto strike that did produce a lot of signals in the market that carriers not willing to go into some of these auto plants. The United States itself did see a little bit of a stickiness in some of this tightness and this capacity. West Coast down here, one of the softest areas of the country, but still we saw some increasing rejection rates, which should have put some increasing pressure on your rates this week. But we have seen all these markets come back down, so you should see increasing availability for carriers over the last few days. Right here we have the Outbound Tender Volume Index. Now last year we had a big event and where volume spiked at the end of September and then they started dragging back down. October, the first week of October, was a horrible time of year for freight in terms of volumes. We see the start of that right here because I've got the Outbound Tender Volume Index for this year up in the white. Down here in the green, this is last year. We're still operating about 4 or 5% above last year's level. So that's good news for the market in general, as there's going to be a lot more activity. But this has created a lot of confusing signals in the market. Behind me here, this huge mess of a map. You've got all sorts of Christmas tree going on, green, red, everywhere. It's because this is the tender rejection weekly change map. We've got all sorts of activity in terms of, you can't tell which market's going up, which market's going down. A lot of these are Midwestern markets. You see South Dakota, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Omaha, Nebraska, Rock Island, Illinois, all in that same region over there. A lot of capacity tightness going on in the middle of the country. But also you have some things mixed in. El Paso, Duluth, Minnesota, increasing rejection rates, while Minneapolis is coming down. Very confusing mixed signals. So what this means is we're going to see a lot of activity, tightness going on in little pockets of the country. So you're really going to need to stay on top of your game this week moving forward. And I want to give a quick update on the weather because we do have a significant event happening potentially over the weekend. This region up here, anybody coming across I-90 is going to have some trouble traveling across because we have about 2 to 3 feet of snow that's probably going to drop in this region. So make sure you check with your carriers to make sure your service is going according to plan because this could disrupt anybody coming out of Seattle, out of Spokane. We saw the Midwestern tightness. We saw the Northwestern tightness, I should say. So a lot of this activity could be delayed coming out over the weekend. And that does it for your broker update. And everybody have a great weekend.